Welcome back everyone. iOS 14, as most of you know, actually got support for widgets, and this is great. I'm pretty sure everyone knows this by now, but here are some of my favorite widgets, in 2021 for iOS 14, and it's kind of cool because a lot of these have gotten a lot of updates, which is great. Now, the very first one I'm going to show you is probably my favorite widget update in iOS 14, and it didn't come until a little bit later. And this specific widget, I think the best way to show you guys these widgets is through this page and not necessarily on a page themselves, because this shows like every single widget capability. And the very first one is Wikipedia. Let me tell you, so within the Wikipedia app, there's a couple of different options. So you have picture of the day, but you also have another option, which is just the Wikipedia option. So if I go down here and I click this app, what it basically allows you to do is either set picture of the day, but you can also do this on this day option, which this is really cool. And if you guys don't know, you can go ahead and drag this widget over. And what this basically shows you is not only the picture of the day, it just shows you some random picture and some history behind it, but it shows you things that happen on this day. It shows you January 19th, which is when I'm filming this, and it tells me what happened this day, but also it'll go ahead and break down another way of doing it this way. But then you can also get the bigger option, which is here. And this is some really cool stuff. It's just, mindless information that you can just, learn and, act like you're smarter than everyone else. You can just throw this on your front screen and pretty much move on from there. And this is honestly one of my favorite things for sure. There's also the top read. So, Phil Spector, whatever the case is, you can go ahead and figure out what people are reading the most of, which this honestly is also very cool. And this is just a bigger version of the top reads. So these are some really cool things. I would recommend everyone to download the Wikipedia app. You literally just download the Wikipedia app and you can go ahead and get all these different features as well. So this is probably definitely one of my favorite widgets for sure. Now the next one I'm pretty sure everyone knows by now is the Spotify widget. And this is honestly a pretty cool widget as well. I use it on my main device, but I don't know, I don't really use it a crazy amount, but this is definitely something that's also very cool. And I do have it set up on my other page. Now, when you go ahead and use it on, on your main machine and you're logged in and everything, it'll go ahead and show you exactly what song you're listening to and everything. Now, like I said, I like having it, but I don't really use it that often because you can get the same exact information by swiping down here. And once you're playing your song, you can get it from there. So I just want to, leave it here because some people may not even know their Spotify has a widget. But if you have the Spotify app, you can go ahead and basically, use the widget there. Now the next little one, which is very funny, I also didn't know they had a widget, was the TikTok app. So within TikTok, I'm pretty sure everyone knows by now, you can actually get these specific widgets, what that actually tells you what's trending now within TikTok. And what's really cool is that it basically shows you different TikToks. I think there's different hashtags as well, but it shows you basically a rundown of what's going on and what's trending on TikTok. And I think when you click on it, it just literally takes you to the trending page. And this is also another really cool widget. I don't really use this one that often. I don't even have it on my phone. I have TikTok on my phone, but this is another really cool widget that I'm pretty sure if you want to, I would recommend everyone to also use. Now this next widget is something that's pretty insane and I like it. I don't really know too many people who are going to use it, but it's one called CPUX. Now what this basically shows you is a bunch of different information for your device. So it shows you traffic statistics. So it shows you how much internet you have, your internet speeds, and it just shows you a lot of different things here. And this, I don't know of itself, I'm going to make a different video about, but also it shows you a little bit of a more breakdown of your specific statistics on your traffic. So again, this is more so your internet speeds and all this stuff. What you can also do is see the hardware of your device. So you can get a lot of this information from your settings app, but also there's sometimes some issues. As you can see, it does say my release on this phone was January 19, 2021, but that's pretty much just when I downloaded the app. So not all this information is always 100% accurate, but I think for the most part, it's pretty good. And also it says this is the iPhone 13 when it's not, it's the iPhone 12. So that's a pretty funny thing. But the app in and of itself is actually pretty cool. And it does give you a lot of different things, but it also shows you this flip clock, which I think is actually so reminiscent of HTC and their Sense UI, whatever their software was called. And you can get this big flip clock too. And this is actually some really cool stuff. Like I said, it's so reminiscent of what we were getting on, previous versions of, Android and all this stuff with HTC. So you can go ahead and, just like any other widget, go ahead and hover over it, click add, and now you have these specific widgets here. So those are my favorite ones. I still have a couple more. Obviously, to go to one of the most popular ones in my opinion is the Google app. Now, for some reason, it's not here. I had it downloaded, But the Google widget is also a very, very popular one, and I love that one as well. It just basically shows you a bunch of different ways to go ahead and search, and it basically just opens up the Google app, but it's a very good widget as well. Now, like I said, I had it downloaded, and I think that's the app, right? But for some reason, I'm not getting the widget, which is very weird. I'm getting the Google Photos widget, but the Google app itself is also a very, very good widget as well. I just wish I had it here. I did show it in another video a while ago, but for some reason it's not showing up here, but it's totally okay. But that Google widget, I would recommend everyone to look at that one as well. Now, another one, and probably the final one I'll talk about, is not only the Google Calendar widgets and the Google Photos widgets, but also the AccuWeather widget. This one is also a really, really cool one. Just like the other ones, we do have a couple of different modules we can choose from. We have the standard AccuWeather one, we have the bigger one as well, and I like this weather widget a lot because AccuWeather, the app, is actually a pretty good app overall. I think it's one of the most popular weather widgets for iPhones, and I talked about it a lot on my second channel as well. And what's great about this widget is that you can just download it, input your address, and pretty much move on from there. A lot of other apps, they require your actual iPhone, location, but this one you can actually input it yourself, which is actually really, really cool and super convenient if you want to use different, locations and stuff. And just like every other app, you go and click here. Now, I don't have it set up. I do have it set up on my personal phone, but this is also, like I said before, another really, really good widget. Now, what I was funny enough, and these will all be linked down below, like I stated. And what's funny is that I do have the Google widget right here. For some reason, it's on my customizable widgets that are like locked on my other screen rather than an actual fixed widget. But this is pretty much what that widget would look like. So I can go and click here, and I can go ahead and search for things. But like I said before, it does take me straight into the Google app itself. So that is another thing to keep in mind. I wish it was something where you could actually just go and actually type in the search bar and search whatever you wanted to here. But we don't really have that capability on this specific app. But those are pretty much my favorite widgets that I would recommend. You also have, Google, trending on Google, what's trending there. And I will definitely tell you, these widgets are some of my favorite widgets for sure. So like I stated, these will all be linked down below. Hopefully I kept track of them. If not, I'm going to, note them throughout this video. But that's really pretty much it. If you guys have any other questions or anything like that, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it means so much for you guys to hit that. Also, check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my other channels. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.